If the Adam-God doctrine isn't true, how come Doctrine and Covenants 27:11 calls Adam the Ancient of Days, which is clearly a title for God in Daniel chapter 7?
Question 24. If the Adam-God doctrine isn't true, how come Doctrine and Covenants 27, verse 11, calls Adam the Ancient of Days, which is clearly a title for God in Daniel chapter 7? Okay, so let's read a few verses from Daniel chapter 7. Verse 9 says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Then, verses 13 through 14, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, and shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And then later in verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Now, it is true most of Christianity does believe that the title Ancient of Days is a title for God. However, that's not accurate. The Ancient of Days, first of all, it states in the Scriptures that God is without days and without years, without beginning of days or end of years. So, to be Ancient of Days would imply that you have a beginning of days. So, in Doctrine and Covenants, section 27, verse 11, we read, and also with Michael, or Adam, the Father of all, the Prince of all, the Ancient of Days. Then, there are two other verses here. First, Doctrine and Covenants, section 116, verse 1, says, Spring Hill is named by the Lord Adam-on-Diamond, because, said he, it is the place where Adam shall come to visit his people, or the Ancient of Days shall sit, as spoken of by Daniel the prophet. And then in section 138, verse 38, among the great and mighty ones who were assembled in that vast congregation of the righteous were Father Adam, the Ancient of Days and Father of all. Now, as I quoted in a previous question, Joseph Smith declared that the phrase Ancient of Days refers to the oldest man. It is the one who is the most ancient, judging by days or by mortal life. So no, it is not a reference to God, because God is without days. His life is not measured in days, and therefore he cannot be ancient in days. It is a reference to the most ancient of men, the first man, or Adam.